Great, how you doing?
How you doing, Matt?
Yes, how are you?
I'm so right. I moved off last Saturday.
Well,
It was like 97.
You like-
It's like such a difference.
But with your feet.
You know how that works.
Fast.
Okay.
It is not.
Go ahead. Meeting to order. All right, call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
The flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. I'm here. Tyson. Sandy.
Here.
Todd. Matt.
Here.
Glenn.
Here.
Primo.
Yeah.
Dennis. Yes.
And just for your information, I did receive emails, texts, or calls from Tyson, Todd, and Dennis, and they did not be able to attend, so. So I don't expect.
Did everybody have a chance to review the minute?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve them.
I didn't
Primo. And a second.
say it.
Sandy. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll summarize it now, and ask Rachel to go ahead and open the public hearing at that time. What you got before you is part one of a two-part process. Tonight's hearing is a rezoning petition number 2025-03 for a rezone. It's request to rezone approximately 0.272 acres from R1 low density residential to R2 medium density residential to allow for construction of 2 duplexes. Just to clarify the site, as you probably saw in one of the areas, if you know at the corner of 8th and Van Buren, the northeast corner where the storage units used to be, obviously those have been demolished. Those are the 2 parcels that the petitioner is requesting a rezone. It's currently zoned residential 1. This request is consistent with what the petitioner CHRK Rentals LLC has requested in the past for the 4 duplexes they're building at the corner of 7th and Van Buren, northwest corner there. Notice of public hearing. I do have the publisher's affidavit for that in the file. Also approved the mailing of the notice to interested parties. Staff had 2 phone calls, or just making sure that both phone calls called thinking something was changing with the 4 duplexes, 7th and Van Buren. After I said that, no, this is the next corner up on the opposite side of the street, one gentleman stopped by just to make sure it was what he thought it was, and he was content with it, didn't have any problems or questions with it. I received no written remonstrance for or against the project. We did have the essentially the coordination of technical committee met on the 13th of August of this month up here in the conference room, went through all questions and answers about utility services, stormwater, which will be into the storm system, the gutters and downspouts will go into that rather than sheet drain it. Access will be off the gravel. The parking pad that will be behind the unit, off of the gravel alley that runs east-west up to Clay. Parallels church between Church and 8th Street. Petitioners here, as well as Phil Bueller with Roseburg Engineering and Land Surveying, who has prepared the material for you tonight. And with that, unless you have any questions of me, I request you open the public hearing and let me know what time you're opening.
Any questions for Paul?
Motion.
Second. Thank you, Matt. All right, 5:31.
Don't go ahead.
Thank you. Phil Bueller with Grossman Land Surveying and Engineering, here on behalf of CHRK Rentals LLC, Cole Hinkie, being here on behalf of them as well. Paul did a really nice job of summarizing that, fairly straightforward, as you can see in the exhibits. Property is currently zone R1, surrounded by R1. Request is to go to R2. There is R2 up to the north, R2 over to the east. The Du Bois Wood Products facility is directly to the south here, that being zone I-1. So as far as the site goes, we are, if the new zone is to be approved, there are a few variances that would be sought. But as you see on the layout there, as Paul alluded to, obviously the duplex is facing south, not towards 8th Street, but parking is going to be via a public alley on the north side. On this exhibit, you'll see in the ordinance, it sets forth a 25-foot site triangle, so that when you're pulling out either onto 8th Street or out of the alley to access Van Buren, that can be in that site triangle. The concrete parking area on the north side is situated in such a manner to where the northwest corner of that parking area is at the edge of that triangle, so that we keep everything out of that site triangle and have clear sight getting out on for safety. So really fairly straightforward, as Paul alluded to. There were storage buildings on there; those were torn down, and the proposal now is to go to the 2 duplexes that you see here that meet the setback. Will meet the setback to 8th Street. The duplex on the west, lot number 4 on Van Buren, since that's a corner lot that has 2 front yard setbacks, so that's 25 feet, 25 feet. So that squeezes that lot down quite a bit. In that, so that would be one of the variances is the setback off to Van Buren, but really kind of standard layout that we've seen before. You've got you meeting the separation, meeting the side yard setbacks. So I think, as Paul alluded to, we had the meeting with the department heads, and it seemed to be that everything was in order with them. So just here tonight to present to you rezone.
So 2 setbacks. Front yard setback off Van Buren's 1.
So lot 10, so for R1 has a 12,000 square foot minimum size. R2, we would be going, that goes down to 10,000 square feet. The 2 lots combined have a total of just under 12,000 square feet. So there would be lot size for both, lot width. They were platted. These are lots numbers 4 and 5 of Janet Green's addition to the town, now city of Huntingburg, which was in the early 1900s. So 54 feet of width. The current standard is 80 feet for both R1 and R2. So regardless of that, there would be the lot width variance, and then the other variance that we had spoken about, Paul, was the impervious max coverage of the lot. R2 allows 40% coverage. R1 allows 30% coverage, and we're going to be just over with the size of the building, just over that 40%. So and that includes the parking lot and the actual structure itself. And then the west lot would, I think I alluded to, or Paul did, would need a setback variance. I think they're going to be about from the lot line, which is shown, pretty close to where the curb is. I think they're going to be somewhere in the 17-foot range, something like that. So they're not really shoving it out way far. They able to bring it back to the east quite a bit. But when you put that 25-foot setback on there, that would be 29 feet left at that point of buildable. Well, that doesn't include then you'd have your setback over 5 feet on the east side, so you'd be back to 24 feet of really buildable on that lot if you administered today's current standards for setbacks on that.
And one of the things, prior to the Unified Development Ordinance, the city's ordinance allowed for setback averaging, which means you look at the rest of the homes or the structures along that, you essentially match it. The Unified Development Ordinance does not. If it, well, I'm not opposed to having that or adding that to the Unified Development Ordinance where you run into problems would be setback averaging and then 20, that side triangle at the corner. If you averaged it, moved the duplex on the west lot closer, then you're into that side triangle. And you start running into some other issues regarding vehicular traffic and safety. So I just want to make that clear that under the old ordinance prior to 2021, they did have setback average and they do not have it in the UDO now.
And we had a conversation about that as well. And I believe you said that the setback averaging would apply to single family.
Just like
Just
single
not to
family
multifamily.
only, as long as it's not a corner lot, is where it comes into play. And part of that is because there are so many reduced lots of record within the city that are the old narrow shotgun lots. And it becomes really problematic if suddenly you're starting to push everything back on a block 25 feet when the other three houses next to it on each side of it are 15 feet off the sidewalk and back curb. So it's a little bit.
Yeah, but
Weird.
example of portion.
Right.
Questions?
Any questions or comments from you, Cole? or Mary?
The only comment I would like to add is that the lady that was at the southwest corner that came to the meeting for the 7th Street project that was
Right.
very against it. We became friends now. She really likes the project.
I have heard that from a couple of different.
So there's no kids there is what you're telling us?
So I think that the reason she's not here for this one, because catty corner 2 again, is that she likes the other one, so she's probably gonna like this one.
Good.
Yeah, my only comment is I like, I like the appearance of what we're putting there. I think it fits well it fits well in a single family that you're doing a 2-story structure. That fits well with the neighborhood versus your cookie cutter, 1-story, 800 square foot duplex. I think this is the appearance that I see in the elevations really like. Part of the trade-off that we have when we talk about permeable soil is, we would hit, if they put in an aggregate parking lot, they probably would have hit the permeable soil conditions. So you trade off whether you want that or you want a paved parking lot that looks nice, and they are calling for pavement here, which since they're that close, I'm okay with that too. I really like the way they have this laid out. My biggest concern was the triangle. If we've had a big meeting, I just want to make sure that we have good sight vision there. Coming down that hill off of Van Buren can be a dangerous intersection. It's there. So I'm 100% for it, so.
I do think unrelated to this project, but since it came up on pervious versus impervious, I think what you'll see is you will probably see some recommended changes to the city's drainage standards. As a flip side of that, UDO may be amended as well slightly to better reflect the problems that having floodplains surrounding the corporate city limits pose. Everybody likes pavement and asphalt until it rains really hard. Then it all runs off, ends up on the street or in the storm sewer. So we're gonna look at tweaking that a little bit in the future. Doesn't affect this one.
Are you looking at utilizing pervious surfaces more? Or just look more of the detention standards?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's, there's nothing that's off the table. We're gonna discuss all of them, especially in light of what the General Assembly did with regarding drainage standards and caps and what you can or can't do. So It won't be anything that's immediate, but it's something that's has been discussed for the last 3 or 4 months, so.
Looking at landscape storage, different things.
I mean, part of the problem now is the only thing we truly, other than a subdivision or an industrial project. Or a commercial project, we don't have any drainage calculations or drainage requirements other than it needs to. Storm or gutters and downspouts need to go into the storm sewer if there's one available. So it's just a question of looking at that and saying, okay, is that really, if somebody's adding 1,500 square feet to a commercial structure? Should that be included in our, for drainage calculation, or at least find out what it does for flow rate for the property? Yeah, probably should. It's currently not. So it's just looking at little things like that.
One quick question on this cab is what's required for parking, because 8 seems a lot. To be honest with you,
2 per unit,
so that's really,
so that's,
you're over that, right?
well, there's 2, they're duplexes.
Okay, that's right, okay.
2 times,
Yeah.
2 times 4.
Or it's 8.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a catch basin or anything? Where's this water gonna go? Parking lot?
Cole, you may have a better idea where the,
There's one on the south, right down by those railroad tracks, I believe. There's one down there, but currently everything flows, in that alleyway, it goes out toward Van Buren in a swale, which is what we planned on doing with that driveway, is shooting it, west toward toward Van Buren.
and hadn't gotten too much into the drainage, just because we wanted to get past this step first and then we'll get into that.
We made some basin improvements there at near the tracks at 8th Street recently, so. And also, some of it's just curving to guide it a little better than what it has been.
Once we get through the variance process with zoning appeals, if everything moves through that, okay, at that point. There will be additional comments and discussion with Jason Stone, the street department regarding how that's going.
Any other comments, questions?
Close the
Okay.
hearing.
Close the public hearing at 5:44. Right, and I need a motion to approve petition number 2025-03. Glenn, second. Primo seconds. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? You carries. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
This will go, the amendment, the ordinance to amend the zoning map will go to the council at their first meeting in September.
Okay.
And then if you want to, later this week, give me a shout, we'll talk about DCA, when you anticipate submitting for that, so that I can reach out, and start pulling in.
Yeah.
What you want to do.
You're rolling on that too. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You too, bye-bye.
Currently, I do not have anything that I am aware of on the agenda for setting.
Thank you, Steve.
And given that they would have to have submitted 28 days prior to that tweet. I can essentially.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, thank you.
And you do not have anything on your dock for September, so if you wish to be. Cancel that meeting now, you can do so.
Make the motion cancel the meeting.
Seconds.
Second.
Matt seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Carries. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
No motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
Second. Primo seconds. All in favor?